Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, and this is the first time I'm doing an end of day video to my recollection. Yeah, this is the very first one. And the reason I'm doing that today is because the day has been very awful and we have dropped significantly. And it seems to me that our original thesis that Q2 and Q3 would be consolidation sidewards with a slight movement upward as and when risks get mitigated, and then a bull market starting somewhere in the fourth quarter. That whole thesis has to be re-examined. So that's what I plan to do today while doing a recap of what's happened in the market. With that said, let's get started. Okay, guys, let's get started with the futures. Okay, and this is the post-market review. So it's following the same format like we do in the daily update video. So we can see that Nasdaq futures have worsened much more than they were when we saw it in the morning. It's gone down minus 4.73%. So that's very significant. So some serious beating has been taken by the market. If you look at the indicators and we go and have a look at our VIX, so VIX has managed to break through the earlier resistance that we had and converted that into a support out here. And this is the line that we are looking at, 33.77. So we have pierced through that resistance, made it into a support, and then we have gone to the next level of resistance, which has been at 34.75, and we pierced through it, but were pushed back again. And post market, we were doing a bit more positive after 4 o'clock. So there is a good chance that tomorrow we might be looking for a dead cat bounce. And what would that look like in terms of VIX? So in VIX, probably it would mean that we are going to bounce off this 34.78 and come down, test this green line at 33.77, and then hit back again because the dead cat bounce would have been taken care of. So any rally that comes generally is a bear market rally and cannot be trusted, in my personal opinion. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just my personal opinion. So please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions, as the market are really volatile and dangerous and choppy. Look at US oil. US oil is still respecting the diagonal line of support that we have here. It's the bull channel. It's rather steep. For stability, we need a channel which is somewhere in the 45 degrees, but this is a very steep bull channel. So something has got to give sooner rather than later, and we can see that going forward, there's a good chance that the MACD might cross over the signal line and become bearish. If that happens, then we'll see us breaching this line of support and coming down. And in the process, we'll also breach the 9-day exponential moving average, which sits at 119.41 right now. As it is, you can see that the momentum has been turning downwards. I cannot see the tip of it. Maybe it's going parallel to this central line. And if that is the case, then we still have got a lot of fight left in oil. Now, next, I would like to go and have a look at the put-call ratio. PCC has already breached through our initial resistance of 1.318, and it is finished the day above that level. And if tomorrow is going to be a dead cat bounce, I would expect the PCC to fall down initially somewhere around 1.1 and then go back up again as the day progresses, because that's when the stock prices would start falling in case we have a dead cat bounce. So that's one possibility. Again, these are all my personal opinions, so please do your own due diligence before making investment decisions. Having said that, I'm going to look at the US dollar index because we didn't check it out this morning, and you can see that the US dollar index has formed a perfect cup, and if it develops a handle, then it can really spike upwards. Now, what this means is that money has been drawn out of everywhere and it has gone into the US dollar. And that's the reason why we have Bitcoin down, we have gold down, we have got Nasdaq, S&P, Russell, everything down, and also the treasury yields are up. So that's what is happening out here. And we have just about entered the overbought status. So that could be a blessing in disguise. Maybe we get a little bit of breather with the dollar index moving sideways, and that could give us some kind of a relief. And if tomorrow is going to be a dead cat bounce, I would expect dollar index to start slightly lower and then pick up and reach the level that it has reached, the max it has reached today. And after that, what happens is anybody's guess, depending on how the market goes. So overall, it's been a bad day, and it looks like tomorrow is also likely to going to be a bad day, except that there's a good chance of a dead cat bounce for people to do some profit booking and risk deleveraging. So that's what could happen. And if I was to look at QQQ, we can see that QQQ has fallen down below our earlier lines of support. All of them have become resistance. Even the minor support that was there, that has been breached. The diagonal line of support which was there from earlier, which went all the way back to 4th April 2022 or 29th March 2022, that particular diagonal channel has been breached, and we have gone back below into the bearish channel, and that's not very good. And we have got a slim support out here, which is sitting at 273.52, and we are most likely to breach this also, because now MACD has crossed over the signal line and has become bearish, and the momentum is almost non-existent. It's gone almost close to the edge of the civilization zone, as I call it. So tomorrow, if we have a dead cat bounce, that would potentially be us bouncing off 273.52 and then going down again to be tested by this support here, which is a diagonal line of support, which potentially would sit at 263 something, 263.2 or 263.5, something in that range. So that's what is in store for us tomorrow, in my opinion. And if I look at S&P 500, which I consider to be the most the best index to look at for judging market direction, because it's got a wide range of shares in it. That also shows that all the supports from the past have been breached, and they have all become resistance for us now. And right now, I think I'll have to draw new support lines in order for us to look at where the market goes. I'll pick the next line of support out here at 369.94, which is this green line out here. And this would be our next support when the market opens on Tuesday. So this is what we have to look forward to as far as S&P 500 is concerned. And with that said, let us go and have a look at the big players and see how much damage they have taken, because that will give us an idea of what to expect in genomics and whether it's been punished extremely or it's just par for course. So let's look at FNGU, that is the FANG index, and it's down minus 19.26%. That's pretty huge. And post-market, it's just bouncing back up by 1%. So there's a bit of a positive out there, maybe a dead cat bounce for tomorrow or pre-markets. And if we look at Google, which is the next big one that we can see, it's bouncing back post-market very marginally, but it has lost 4% during the day. And if I was to look at Microsoft, which again is a very big bellwether, it was down 4.24% today, and it's bouncing back 0.64% post-market. And if we were to look at Apple, where is Apple? So Apple is here, it's down minus 3.83%. Apple has been very slow in dropping. So Apple has also gone below all its support lines that we had before, and we need to draw new support lines for Apple. So overall, everything seems to be falling really, really bad. Amazon down minus 5.45%, and post-market it's just up 0.22%. So these are all really big companies with revenue streams, pricing power and everything, and they have taken this kind of a beating. Like the entire FANG has taken a 19.26% beating. And if you look at individual stocks like Microsoft and all, they have taken a beating in the range of 4 to 5%. So that's pretty phenomenal. Now let's look at genomics in this background. I'm just going to sort it twice to make sure the winners are at the top. BlueBird, which started the day, as I mentioned, BlueBird started the day at 66% gain pre-market, but as I predicted, it lost most of its gains, and it's still positive 14.48%. My element for all our genomic stocks is basically that all the good news that we are getting, so-called good news, are coming during a bearish trend, really bad time in the market. So we cannot capitalize on our investment by getting better gains, and any gain that comes in gets washed away because people are ready to take profits. And if you look at the chart out here, as I mentioned in the morning, people would have bought somewhere around February, 24th February or 28th February. Those guys started taking profit because they felt, some of them tried to break even as well, because they felt that given the overall market going down, if there is some money to be made and if there's some loss to be reduced, let us take the money and run. That's what people did. And as a result, we saw a drop of from a gain of 66% to a gain of 14%. That's almost a 50% drop in those terms, 50 basis point drops that we have seen. So BlueBird done well, but it could have done much better if the market conditions were good. And again, when I talk about BlueBird, let me emphasize that all the good news that we have got is basically that the external advisory group for the FDA has given a positive review for Beticel. We are still to get the FDA approval, which should happen somewhere between August and mid-August and mid-September, as I mentioned in my earlier video. So until that happens, this is the maximum you're going to get as a good news. So what's going to happen to BlueBird on Tuesday? I don't know. Maybe we'll lose some of the 14% that we have got, because the people who did not sell today might think that if it's still positive tomorrow, we might as well take some of our money back. And then as we run up closer to middle of August, we'll see the price of BlueBird going up again. So that's in my mind. It may or may not come true. It's a probability. I'm not doing it based on any technical analysis. I'm just exploring the logic of the market I observed in the past. Next best was IMTX, and the worst performing was Caribou Biosciences, which lost 26.51%. Can you beat that? That is so bad for Caribou Biosciences. And then we have DNA losing around 15%, and we have CRISPR Therapeutics losing another 13.32%. I don't know why CRISPR Therapeutics is being punished so much. It's got a healthy balance sheet, and it's also very close to getting its sickle cell therapy approved. But it's also possible because BlueBird has got a preferential, is going to have preferential treatment from FDA because they have got a special coupon which allows them to get priority approval. So they may probably be first off the gate for beta thalassemia. Maybe that is pushing other companies which are also having therapies in the same disease group to fall behind a bit because they don't have the first in the market advantage if BlueBird beats them to it. So that's the way I would look at it. But the losses have been significant. Editas again lost 10%, Teladoc lost 9.8%, Beam lost 9.73%, Allogene 9%, and the ones which have been in the range of what we have seen in the other part of the market are the likes of Pfizer, which again is a revenue producing company. Regeneron is also a revenue producing company. Vertex is also a revenue producing company. Illumina is also revenue producing right now, and it's down minus 4.84. And iDNA is our ETF for the whole genomic index. It's down minus 5.24. So they're all in the same ballpark like what we saw with established tech companies. So they have not been treated that bad, but the others in the genomic sector have been beaten really, really bad, with the worst one being Caribou Biosciences with a loss of more than a quarter of its value. So that said, I think that brings me to an end of this video. And if you like this video, please don't forget to put a like there. That helps YouTube let more YouTubers discover our channel. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and help us grow this channel. Thanks and have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.